In the heart of Ohio, a city once pulsing with factories, families, and the Friday night dance floors that became something more, a groove capital. From those streets came a wave of a sound that changed music forever. Zap, Slave, Lakeside, Sung, and among them was a group whose name said it all. Formed by Sean Sandridge, Chris Jones, and Kevin Hurt, this group carried the flame of Ohio funk into the 80s, blending Silky's vocals, sharp horns, and grooves built for roller rinks and block parties. With hits like The Sound of Music, Crackety Crack, and Cutie Pie that captured the joy, the swagger, and the unity of an era where funk was freedom. But behind the glitter and groove was the story of musicians chasing the light of a city that birthed a sound and a band that refused to stop shining. The centerpiece of today's video is all about Dayton. Now, if you guys love my videos and love supporting me, then I suggest you become a member of the channel where I will be releasing exclusive videos just for you all. Be sure to get that family tier so you won't miss out on these exclusive perks. Now, before we start, let's be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and push that notification bell to be sure you won't miss out on any more content. Now, without further ado, let's cue that intro. Dayton, Ohio, a blue-collar city with golden rhythm. By the mid-70s, nearly every neighborhood had a band. High schools and churches became incubators for raw funk talent. In the middle of it all was a young guitarist and vocalist named David Sean Sandridge, and he had a vision to create a group that embodied everything the city stood for: unity, joy, and pure, unfiltered groove. Among the members was Chris Jones, Kevin Hurt, Derek Armstrong, Jenny Douglas, and Rachel Beavers. And believe it or not, Miss Beavers is my auntie. Sandridge formed a band that proudly carried the city's name. Their mission was simple: to keep the funk flowing, even as musical trends began to shift. By 1980, the band released a self-titled debut album under Liberty Records, a funky, confident statement that introduced a smooth harmonies, tight instrumentation, and uplifting vibe. Songs like Eyes on You showed that the group could do it all: romance, rhythm, and radio-ready soul. The record didn't top the charts, but it turned heads. It proved that Dayton had its own identity, separate from its funk-heavy peers, fusing classic R&B songwriting with a modern, danceable edge. The song resulted into the group touring with powerhouses such as Ashford and Simpson, Quincy Jones, and Stephanie Mills. By 1982, the group switched to Capitol Records, where they released their second album, Hot Fun. Then came 1983, and the hit that would define their legacy, The Sound of Music, a feel-good anthem that captured everything pure about the funk celebration, connection, and the power of rhythm. The song became a classic, reaching R&B charts, blasting on radios, and earning the band new fans all across the world. Even decades later, it remains a staple in funk mixes and as a favorite among crate-digging DJs. With its infection horn lines, lush harmonies, and message about magic of music, Dayton struck gold. As the 80s progressed, the music scene changed. Synths, drum machines, and electro sounds began to dominate, but the group adapted, pushing their sound into the future. Albums like Feel the Music and Hot Fun carried the same soulful spirit, but with futuristic production that kept the pace with other bands such as the Gap Band, Midnight Star, and Daz Band. With songs like Crackety Crack, Cutie Pie, and Love You Anyway showed the group's versatility, funky, playful, and always positive. Even as mainstream funk faded, Dayton's message stayed the same. Music was meant to make you move. By the mid to late 80s, the funk era was fading. Hip hop, New Jack Swing, and pop began to take over the airwaves. Dayton, like many funk bands of this era, faced industry shift and label challenges. But while commercial success dimmed, the legacy never disappeared. Their music lives on in samples, DJ sets, and the hearts of funk fans who refuse to let the groove die. Today, when we talk about the sound of Dayton, that magical mix of joy, soulful, and rhythm, we remember Dayton, the band, as a beating heart. They carried the city's name across the world and kept the funk alive into the next generation and proved that sometimes the groove itself is enough to make history. They came from a land of funk and they lived for the music. And though the spotlight faded, the sound never did. Now, for some strange reason, YouTube is only promoting my videos to 20% of my audience. So, to change that, just make sure you guys are notified. When you click that notification bell, make sure the bell says all instead of personalized so you will be notified each time I upload. Now, before we go, I have a few questions for you all. What is your favorite song by Dayton? Also, what is your favorite group that came out of the city Dayton, Ohio?